What's going on? Happy New Year. Pearlwood, Santiago Trill, call me what you want to call me. And I ride motorcycles in the summer. I needed something to do in the winter. So I started this. This is my 3D printing setup I have going on right here. I currently own a Bambu P1S and a Bambu A1. Two printers that are highly considered when people are going to purchase their first Bambu or printer in general. I have both. And I actually have two P1Ss. One of them's at my buddy's. I'm trying to get him in the hobby, so bought one. Instead of taking it home and working on it, sent it straight to him. Said, you know what? Enjoy it for a little bit. Tell me what you think. See if I can convince him to join the party. With that being said, I have both printers. I put a lot of hours in both printers. I've been printing the same things on both printers. So I kind of just want to run over my experience with both of them, show you the things I like, things I don't like. As someone who is more of a novice in the hobby, as someone who has printed exclusively in PLA, PLA+, PETG, PETG+, as someone who's printed in pretty much the entry-level filaments, the entry-level stuff, I want to let you know what I prefer, which one's more interesting, and especially with the A1 now being a $400 machine and the P1S being now a $550 machine, is it worth the extra $150? So, starting here with the Bambu A1 right here. The Bambu A1 is a bed slinger printer, which means that the printer moves side to side with the print head, and the bed plate moves forward and backward. That allows you to have that plane where they can cross and be able to make their prints that way. To have an A1, you need to have clearance behind the machine, more than you'd think, because the whole bed has to move all the way front and all the way back. Both of these support the AMS system. I have the basic AMS there, and I have what's called the AMS Lite here, which is an open AMS unit where multiple colors can be put into the print head at the same time. Four, and they're put in this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they move in that way. Now, the A1, the biggest theme you'll see throughout my perspective on this topic is that the A1 is open. Everything is open. The print head is open. The AMS is open. You can enclose the A1. You can enclose the AMS Lite. If you're going to be enclosing these items in order to print more abrasive filaments, if you need it for moisture control, why not go for the P1S? Well, the A1, again, other than starting $150 less, pretty much makes the exact same prints. Makes the exact same prints that the P1S does, and just as well. I mean, I've been using it. Here's an example of something I've made. This is a vase right here. Looks pretty dang good. Took about 5 hours. I also have an example here of something that the A1 has made. So this is for my multi-tier filament storage rack. You've seen it if you've been on Maker World. It's one of the most popular models. I'm making my own right now. It's been a great machine. This right here took 2 hours and 26 minutes on the A1. We'll get to it in a little bit, but on the P1S, I have it right there. It only took 1 hour and 59 minutes. So 25 minutes slower on the A1 than the P1S. And I assume it's due to the fact that the bed has to move, the hot end has to move, more parts are moving, takes more time, might need more control. This machine is fantastically well built. It's very easy to put together. It might seem a little intimidating versus the P1S where you just pull it out and put it on the table, but it only took me maybe 15 minutes to get it all set up. Printing its first benchy. Obviously, you know you have to do it with every printer. So the A1's been a fantastic printer. It's $400 for the machine. I can't think of a better one. I owned the Creality Ender 3 V3 KE, which cost me $160 refurbished. So with taxes, a third of the price of this. I mean, a little bit, probably close to like, a little bit under half, whatever the case is. The Ender 3 V3 KE was a fantastic printer. It was smaller, it only supported one color, and it was in a different software element than Bambu's software, which if you're on a Bambu video right now, you already know that Bambu has, in my opinion, the best community software, the best slicer software as far as someone who is entry level and doesn't want to get into Orca and get into all the other slicers and stuff like that, someone who just wants to load stuff up, print stuff, put it in, this thing's been phenomenal for it, and so is the P1S. But yep, this is my Bambu A1. It has given me absolutely zero issues in the first 500 hours I put on it. It's been phenomenal. I'm using it again right now, printing PET-G to make this multi-tier filament rack. I could show you here. Whoa. You can see it's printing the multi-tier filament rack. This PET-G is really shiny and I really like it. Let's put that back right there. Ugh. And we'll move on to the P1S. Let's make sure that the P1S is in frame. All right. So, P1S is a Core XY printer, which if I actually kind of get you nice and close here, Core XY means that the bed does not move, it stays in place. However, the print head moves side to side and forward and backward. So it moves forward, backward, side to side, right there. Just like that. And the benefit of having that is that it is able to print a little bit faster. Again, 25 minutes saved on this print. You can see these right here. We'll get into quality in a second. The bed moves up and down, where on this machine it only goes forward and backward. It's got a screen right here that people say sucks. I will say from personal experience, I don't use this at all unless I'm calibrating the printer. This A1 right here is a more modern touchscreen, is access to more data, more files and stuff like that. The P2S has a nice screen as well. We're comparing the P1S and the A1 because they're closer in price. The P2S is still an $800 machine. So, yes, with that being the case, the difference is everything's enclosed. So you've got your printer in here. There's a filter back there that filters the air for you so it doesn't smell as much. Again, printing PLA and PET-G, you don't really get much of a smell. So, but either way, you're able to control the temperature in here more, which allows you to print higher quality filaments. Neither machine come with a hardened steel nozzle. They come with their factory nozzle. So if you're going to be printing abrasive filaments with either machine, you need the hardened steel nozzle, and again, preferably an enclosure. With the A1, you don't naturally get that. You get it on here. On top of that, AMS. So the same system right here, that 4-reel system where you're able to put in different colors and make multicolor units, is similar on here, except it's enclosed and you have room for decadent. And you should have wires here to keep it worn out, but I have just my PET-G in both machines right there. It's enclosed, so it holds moisture better. I will say this, in the summer, downstairs it gets pretty humid in here. And so I want something that has this enclosure that I'm able to dry my filament, put it in there for 16 hours, not worry about it absorbing any moisture. This is going to be the machine for you. It also looks much sleeker. It looks like an actual production unit versus this, which some people say looks like a toy. I think this looks way too fancy for a toy, but in either way, the P1S has been my serious workhorse machine. This thing just churns and churns and churns, gets everything I need done with it. I have some smaller examples of detailed prints I do with it. This is printed with my standard 0.4mm nozzle at a 0.08 layer height, so a standard layer height is 0.20. Basically makes the layers much thinner, gives you much more detail. You can see there, and then if I lift this up and knock off the lid, there you go. You can see in here, very detailed. Both printers are capable of doing this. This was just printed in standard PLA Plus. Here's an example of a little Chevy Silverado, and that's my finger for size. So it gets pretty small, it gets pretty detailed. It also is able to print much larger things. Here's an example of a little guy I got hanging out, printed on the Bambu. In all, this is a fantastic machine. For $550, I cannot think of a better machine on the market. I also owned the Creality K1 Max, which is Creality's Core XY printer, similar to this, although that one, again, was only able to print in one color. For the most part, they have an upgrade kit for it. But it was 300 millimeters cubed. It was huge compared to these 256 beds. However, I didn't find myself getting much bigger than 256. I don't print cosplay, so I didn't really need that extra space. If anything, I was using it just to get more parts on a plate, get more stuff done better. And the reliability of these two machines have eclipsed what I've had with Creality's experience in the past. And so I am just in love with both of these. Now, let's get to the point here, right? Which one are you picking? Are you picking the A1 or are you picking the P1S? Again, the A1's $400 with AMS. If you only print one color, which I don't recommend doing, I bought this machine only to print in one color, and I still bought the AMS because I know, A, it's more expensive to get the AMS later, an extra 80, 90, 100 bucks, but B, it's just always going to be nice to have in case you need that option. So again, $400 with AMS, $300 without, $400 without AMS, $550 with. Between these two, I think it's $450 with AMS. Between these two, I personally will always pick the P1S. This is the same thing you'll hear from every other YouTuber. However, I believe in my experience that the P1S is always going to just be a safer option. Especially, again, there's so many variables that you can have with this, not only for odor control, not only for access and stuff like that. This one is also going to be, you have panels. It's going to be a little bit harder to get into, get some parts taken care of, but this machine's dead reliable. People have 10,000 hours of experience, or 10,000 hours of print time on a single machine, and that's why I picked it, because I had that experience, because people have had experience of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 hours on this machine. I know I can just plug it in, it'll run, it'll take care of it. The A1 will do it as well. I found somebody online with 8,000 hours on an A1, and so that's why I picked up the A1. However, I know the A1 is going to have limited capabilities in order of just safety and stuff. Like, for example, let's say we have cats at the house, right? Let's say we have dogs at the house. Having something open like this, especially with the heat that these things can output with the plastic, everything like that, it feels safer to have it inside an enclosure. And I think that this machine's been absolutely phenomenal. I love this A1 as well. Let's get this quality test going here. I'm going to show you real quick. I already took the little feet off of it, but this was printed on the P1S here. You can see lines are phenomenal. Gets everything down to the core. This is going to be, again, for that filament storage rack I've been building. And this one was done on the A1. So, an extra 30 minutes. Literally replicable quality. When you're printing as many hours as you'll be printing, trust me, 30 minutes adds up, especially if I'm printing. Again, for this stack, I need to print 12 of these. So that's 6 on 1, 3 hours of lost time on the A1 versus on the P1S. It adds up. It really does. And so I would always recommend the P1S. I think the A1 is absolutely fantastic. I wanted a bed slinger specifically for our TPU and other filament, stuff like that. So I have that. I think these are both just phenomenal buys. I think you should buy both of them. If you have a Micro Center, go in and check one out. They're selling them out. Every time you go to a Micro Center, for me, I'm in line with 3 people buying a P1S, 2 people buying an A1. These printers fly off the shelves. So make sure to join the wave. Give it a shot. See if you like it. If not, I'll always buy another one off you if you got an extra P1S for sale. And yeah, as a beginner, I would always recommend the P1S. As someone who is printing pretty much nonstop, these machines run overnight at work. They both have functionality with Creality's app. You can view them live, how they're printing. They only update, I would say, half a frame a second. That's enough to tell you that something's going right. That's enough to tell you that something's going wrong. So don't listen to the, hey, I need the best camera, I need the best features. As someone who's very budget conscious myself, obviously owning 3 3D printers, the feature set that comes with the Creality, the features that come with the Bambu app is second to none. I love working on the software. I love being able to start, pause, print, see my stuff. I have all of my machines on one app now. You know, with Creality, I had to switch between 2 apps. I just got everything on one spot. I love the ecosystem. It's the Apple of 3D printing. You like it, you join the wave. You don't like it, you don't join the wave. Either way, these things have been changing the game. And I'm very excited to print more in the future. Will you see another 3D printing video on this channel? Probably not, but I've been having a ton of fun with these things. I'm excited to see what they're able to take me to and is able to do. And I hope you guys are able to enjoy just someone talking about 3D printers for 15 minutes. Again, someone with not that much experience. You know, I have maybe 2,000 hours of print time under all 5 of the printers I've owned. I probably have about 2,000 hours. So it's cool to be able to experience and to see all this stuff. And let me know what you guys are working on. Let me know what printers you guys have. I loved my Ender 3 V3. I actually loved my K-Max. But I think that these are going to be the two that you guys should look between. And I'll never judge a man with a P1S. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, my little rambling time. If you did, please let me know down in the comment section below. You'll see motorcycle content coming soon. I just bought an RC car. I don't know, maybe we'll do something with that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll talk to you guys in the next one.